My name is Ranger Morgan, and today we're going to be taking a journey down the John Muir Trail to find out if Harriman State Park of Idaho has suitable habitat for bald eagles. So, you ready for an adventure? Let's go! While hiking along the trail, we saw a bald eagle for ourselves. Bald eagles live at the park year-round. Adults can have a wingspan of up to 7.5 feet, weigh up to 15 pounds, be over 3 feet tall, and live up to 28 years. That's pretty neat. Alright, before we head further on trail, it's important to talk about the 5 things that make up a habitat. So the first thing is food, the second thing is water, the third thing is shelter, the fourth thing is space, and the fifth thing is a place to raise young. All 5 of those things are essential to the survival of humans like ourselves and also wildlife here. Alright Rangers, remember those 5 parts to a habitat, and if I ask a question, be sure to answer out loud. It's our lucky day. This is a juvenile bald eagle. This immature eagle won't get his full plumage, his feathers, with the white head and white tail until he is almost 5 years of age. In a moment, he'll take off and you can see his wingspan. Look at that! Bald eagles eat fish, small birds, and other small rodents, and they are also scavengers. They use their sharp talons, or their claws, to help pick up prey, and also their sharp beak to assist them in eating. Pretty cool if you ask me. Bald eagles have plenty to eat here at the park. Everything essential to a good bald eagle diet. Alright, we made our first stop. We've talked about bald eagles, so you know a little bit about bald eagles. We're going to talk about them some more. We even saw one, which is crazy. We've made it down the trail. We've talked about our 5 components of what make up a habitat. And the first one was food. Second one was water. And so we're going to cover those 2 while we're here by the water. I want to ask you a really important question though. Do you think that Harriman State Park of Idaho has a suitable habitat for bald eagles regarding food? And I want you to answer out loud. What do you think? For those of you that said yes, you are correct. Harriman State Park does have suitable habitat as far as food for bald eagles. Now we'll talk about water, but it's kind of obvious, right? We've got water right here. So we'll keep heading down the trail. Please put in the comments if you have any questions, and hopefully we'll see some more bald eagles. Okay, so we've talked about food, we've talked about water, and we've determined that yes, Harriman State Park of Idaho does have those 2 components of what makes up a habitat for bald eagles, so we're good there. The next one I want to move on to is space. Now if you look behind me, there is a lot of space. So talking about bald eagles and space, they are really, really strong flyers. One bald eagle can fly up to 220 miles in one day. That's a lot of space to cover. If you look behind me, we've got the river, we've got some food. I would say we've got some pretty good space here for bald eagles to live. I want to ask you a question. Do you think that Harriman State Park of Idaho has suitable space for bald eagles? I'll let you answer. And I think they do. I think we definitely have enough space here at Harriman. Alright, so we've made our last stop. We're going to talk about a place to raise young and shelter. And so if you look above me, you'll see really tall, heavily dense lodgepole pine trees. This is where bald eagles love to build their nests. And it actually takes bald eagles up to 3 months to build their nest, which is a long time. They can be about 6 feet wide and 4 feet deep, so a really, really big nest. Pretty amazing. So this forest around this general area is the kind of forest where bald eagles will build their nests. In fact, we have 2 bald eagle nests, recurring bald eagle nests, out by Big Bend Loop, if anyone has ever been here to Harriman State Park. So, talking about shelter, we look at this forest, and I say it's pretty dense. It will shelter bald eagles from the rain, from the snow, from the wind. Good place to build a nest as well. And so I'll ask you, Do you think Harriman State Park, with the forest that we have, has a suitable habitat as far as shelter goes for a bald eagle to live? I'll let you answer. For those of you that said yes, I think you're correct. I think Harriman, obviously because we have bald eagles, has the perfect habitat for a bald eagle to live as far as shelter. Now we'll talk about a place to raise young. So there's some components that are really important in order for a bald eagle to raise the young. First of all, they don't want to leave the nest for very long, so they have to be close to water. So if you'll look this way, what do you guys see? Water, once again. So they like to build their nest really close to water so that the mom and dad can go and hunt for fish or whatever else they're getting and take it back to the nest for the young to eat. It's also a really good place for young, when they get old enough, up to 6 months old, that's when they start leaving the nest, to go and hunt for food as well and then return. So not too far from home. So I would say this is a good place to raise young. So a couple facts about bald eagles. We've talked about their nest, takes them 3 months. They'll lay 2 to 3 eggs. Typically 1 to 2 of those eagles will survive. Sometimes 3 will. It's kind of survival of the fittest in the nest. What do you guys think? Do you think this is a suitable habitat? A good place for bald eagles to raise young? I'll let you answer. If you said yes, I would have to agree. I think Harriman State Park of Idaho is a great place for a bald eagle to raise young. Close to water, plenty of resources. Actually, I think that covers it. We've now covered the 5 components. We agreed that there's food for bald eagles, there's water, there's shelter, there's space, and there's a place to raise their young. All 5 components are met here at Harriman State Park of Idaho, which is why we have so many bald eagles flying around. It's beautiful. All right, Junior Rangers, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys can come and visit soon. I also want to touch on conservation. Conservation is something that's really, really important here at Harriman State Park of Idaho. It's why we have our park and why it's so well preserved and maintained. A couple things you guys can do to help out with conservation is 1, please pick up your garbage. It's your duty as Junior Rangers to assist in being a good steward to the environment, picking up your garbage and throwing it away where it belongs, which is in the garbage can. Also wanted to touch base on respecting wildlife. If you see an animal in the wild, just let it be, walk the other way, let it be at peace. And I think we've covered it. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments, or you can private message us or email us at har@idpr.idaho.gov. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time. Watching this program gets you a stamp in your Junior Ranger book. Keep track of how many stamps you earn and get your book stamped as soon as the visitor center is open.